G'day everyone, welcome to some live streaming. Thanks everyone for watching. Just tapped through some machines. So I just bought a new harvester. When I find it. Here we go, got the case. Let's take it for a bit of a drive. So yep, it's a bit of a harvester now. Just gonna tip up here. It's got the fold away auger. Everything's just a bit. Yeah, okay. How we going? Let's get on with it. Bit of live streaming. So indicating. Some new beacons. Look all shiny. Just say thanks for everyone watching. What we're going to do here today? Well, I don't really know. This is my farm. Built that last time, and what I've done is I've set up some new machines because I want to actually show you guys a bit of some techniques that I do in real life. Yep, and I got a bit of a bump here. Sneak in here. Here we go. Unfold it. So yeah, what I want to tell you guys all about today is a bit of it's actually some controlled traffic. So what controlled traffic is controlled traffic farming. So it's a real life farming practice. What it do is we can, between harvest, seeding, spraying, fertilizing, even the auger wagon, seeding and cultivating, the whole lot between the herbicide and the fertilizer, every machine runs on the same wheel tracks. So between this harvester, that harvester, and these ones, all these wheel tracks are in the same position. So that one's in there on a 3 meter spacings, same with that one, same with our tractors. And all this is all set up to be able to be. So you look down here, our wheel tracks are exactly the same position as the ones on the air seeder cart and the seeder planter behind it. So the difference I'm got the different combines here for is to show the difference in the auger length for a bit of a. So we'll unfold it, we'll attach it. So what you can do is with these machines, so this is the actual header front, but I picked this header front because of the width of it. So I'll fold that out. There you go, Make sure we got the straw on them. Nope. There you go. I want to put the straw on so you all can see basically the line I've got going. Well, I wanted to, but we've got. Why don't we have? There you go. This is what we want the straw, so then we could. So if we put every machine on the center of this, on the straw swath, we will know that the wheels are each side of it. So this is what I'm going to do, just harvest a bit like so. This one. Let's stop that. We tab to another machine, jump across. So we copy the same with this one. Yeah, I think this one's set to it by the look of it. There we go. And we follow, see from the edge of the crop exactly So because we all got the same header fronts on, we all have the same width. And this is how I'm basically going to do controlled traffic. Oh, it's the Johnny man. Hey mate, how you going? Thanks for watching. So I'm just basically explaining a bit of controlled traffic farming. So this is why I want to put the straw swath on, so we can say that the machine's on the right spot. But the difference between this harvester and that one, they're both running the same header fronts. So we have our exactly the same width, but see how the auger positions are in different positions. So, well, that was clever. I'll show you by putting this one here. Like this up. Why the auger width makes a difference is, you'll see even them two are wrong. So if we go into my auger wagon here, what it is so basically control traffic is so all these wheel tracks are in the same position, and so then where compaction of the paddock is, or the field happens only on the wheel tracks, they don't happen on the bit in the middle. So what we should be driving is up this swath at the same time, and then basically so the wheel tracks of the harvester follows the auger wagon. You see how the auger's not quite long enough for this machine. You got to be, if you're in the center, it just reaches. And where with the longer auger, we're in center, reaches easy. That's the difference between, that's why I got the bigger machines on it. So now you know those two, right? I'm just gonna do a couple more here. We got the John Deere and we got the Ideal. So I'll set these one. I'll do these the same. So basically what I want to do is show that with every harvester, so no, I want the straw swath so we can show our that we've got the same width, so we're still 9 meter width. Then we show our positions of everything. So oh yeah, so the whole point of controlled traffic is basically just to know that between this harvester, that harvester, the track, the auger wagon, all the tyre tracks are exactly the same position. Same with if I was to put the seeder, the spreader, and the sprayer over it. So yeah, this is so a bit. There we go. Now we can see where the auger, and so where the fed one is actually pretty much in the center. So we know with even the John Deere one's not too bad. To see how the case one's over center, and the Rosamash one is too close. So when we run the auger wagon under it, following the same wheel tracks as the harvester did before, we've got to be able to get the grain into the auger wagon. So what we could do now is, because this is all, so we know that one's wrong, but we'll just set it off so we have see a worker. He can go harvesting as well. So now when I follow, say, the previous, back that up steady, the previous straw swath, so as the paddock field gets further, we would be pretty close under this one. I'll just set this worker going over here as well. Oh. Hey, Ginger Steve. Thanks for watching. Yeah, thanks for watching. I enjoy watching you do it. Never as good as streaming as you are. It's very, very funny, very interesting. So yeah, so I'm just pretty much just going to say, yeah. So what I'm trying to do is a demonstration of controlled traffic farming, so real life farming experience. And so what it is all about having the tyre tracks in the same mark on the field. So the tyre tracks here is exactly the same spot as the tyre tracks here versus all the equipment. So then it's when you do your subsoil compaction and your ploughing and all that, your subsoil preparation, you don't have as much compaction from each machine, implement and everything. So then you don't require to do as much ploughing as often. That's the theory to it all. So therefore they try and keep all the header fronts the same width and everything like that. So we can try and get... I should turn some of these off. Go away. So yeah, so that's all about putting that. So we have the auger wagon and the header following the store stroth in exactly the same spot. So that's where that's coming to. But now with all that proved out, that there's 4 runs. What this will be if we put if you unfold the sprayer the same width of it all, you'll be work out our wheel tracks are pretty close to the same position, so it's all we're just swapping machines. This guy, he's sacked now. Turn the lights off. There you go. We might as well set this one off the worker as well. Oh, hit something. Well, joys of lots of machines. We've got too much happening at once. So the whole theory is you can... I probably said I didn't go in too early. They're a bit strange. That was not what expecting. Go further forward. Now you can have the worker. See ya. See it now with the sprayer. You see the same wheel tracks, we go out to the width here, and the width of the sprayer is exactly same as the harvester that was there on this windrow. Same with the one that's on that row and one there. So if we put... Now my harvesters are gone everywhere. So let's move the tractor out of the way. Ah, Cuby. Hello, mate. Thanks for watching, everyone. It's much appreciated, everyone coming in and having a look at. Very, very, very thankful. So, yeah. So now we got. So you get him move that one out of the way. Here we go. We'll just steal this one because he's. So with the header width now on this row here, we should be, if my maths is correct, that line there should be exactly where this line is. Ah, maybe that's the center. So my maths is close, but not that good. So that should be 4 rows. So yeah, well, if it's the center of that one, but that works out with on this windrow. That's right. And then when you cut, because you're on center in that one, you'll be able to turn around and come back on the next row there. That will work out. It does work out eventually, but it goes from center to center. Should turn some machines off. Save the fuel. And now, but with the same theory involved, we can do cultivating. because our widths are set the same. So it's all to the point of making sure we come back on the same straw swath, so our wheel tracks are in the same position. So when we unfold this one, we go from center to center, so then we skip over 2 rows, we'll be on the same straw swath. That's the whole point of controlled traffic. So yeah, so the theory of controlled traffic farming or tram lining or how other people go, and it's the whole point of having auto steer or GPS mod. Because what you do with the GPS mod is you set your run line in the middle there, say where the seeder is, and this uses the same run line for all the machines. So your harvester can use the same run line, GPS heading. This goes exactly all the same position. So what I want to do with this one now is do another straw swath, so all our header fronts are exactly the same. We can work it all out. Let's see, because they're the bigger ones. So this works out, I've got the Rosa Mash header fronts on here, because they're 9 metre fronts. So we have a 9 metre front, we have an 18 metre cultivator there, 36 metre sprayers right there, 18 metre spreader, and 18 metre seeders. So they all work out so we can be on the same run line, straw swath, so meaning same run line, same GPS marking. So that's right, because we went from here to center, we worked out if we go on this one. So as we know now, because it's all exactly 9 metre spacings with the straw swaths, they're all the same. But if I put that one there, and I'm pretty sure if we put this one over here, we'll be able to go from the center of that row, so which is 2 run lines, 2 straw swaths, it'll be on this one here. And unfold, and we should line up with the other sprayer, both at 36 metres. So this is all to keep the seeder, or the tyre tracks of each machine exactly the same spot on the fields. So then we don't have to come back with ploughing or cultivate, you know, subsoil preparation. So it's pretty close. You only have 1 jet worth of overlap. So which is perfect in my opinion, because you've got to have a little bit of overlap so you don't have any weeds growing in the middle of the field. So following each straw swath or each wheel track on each machine to an in-crop, pre is all the same. We better fold this one up before the harvester comes back. So see, it does work. I knew it did. Okay, so that's with the spraying. And now with the seeder, as you can see, the cultivator is exactly the same from the center of the windrow, following this one on the center of that one. And this goes to the center of that straw swath, meaning when we go over to this one here, yep, it'll be exactly center again on this one. So you won't have anything missed, and you'll come to center of that one, keeping the wheel tracks in the same spot. Okay, so then doing the same thing with the 18 metre seeders will be copied exactly the same. So you can go from this straw swath following the same wheel tracks. So then the wheel tracks, so the compaction in the paddock is exactly the same. And the compaction in the field is the same. So then we can unfold it and we'll give it a go. Turn off. So we'll be able to... Might take it for a bit of a run. We'll plant some more. So then we should, with this one being 18 metre again, exactly like the cultivator there, we should line up with the centre on that straw swath. So it's the whole point of, once we've unfolded, be able to turn it on and lower it in. Lower it in the ground. There you go, so we can do a little bit of direct drill sewing right here in the center, and we line up perfectly on our 18 metre. Every machine on. Oh, we'll pull this one out of the way. We'll see how our 18 metres line up, so we can direct drill following the same wheel tracks. Harvester follows the same wheel tracks. The auger wagon follows the same wheel tracks, so then our compaction from each machine happens exactly in this 1/2 metre on this side and 1/2 metre on this side, judging by the comparing on the size of the tyres. So we read our tyre sizes will be different, but that's where the compaction of the paddock is, so of the field. So it doesn't happen all out in the middle here. So you're only losing your 1 to 2% in compaction, so you don't get a greater yield loss. So that's when when ploughing, you only really have to plough where the machine goes every 3 crops or whatever. You don't have to plough all this bit in the middle where no other machine is gone. So it makes the compaction last a lot longer. So you're not having to go back and plough as often or anything like that. That's the whole idea of the controlled traffic farming. And then going over with another 18 metre seeder, so we can seed that one, we could seed the next bit, and seed the one in the middle here. It will all line up without missing a single part of the paddock, and the tractor running same wheel tracks as this tractor over here, and same wheel tracks as this tractor and implement and seeder. So then the wheel tracks are all in the same position. So we can... Oh, we picked the wrong run. Picked the wrong one. Yeah. Let's practice some reversing. I turn pretty sharply. Hoping one day to get my wheels set up, and then we should be able to be a lot nicer on driving, a lot straighter. So now we can turn this on and do the same thing. Seed, direct drill into the ground without missing anything, following the same wheel track. So you can kind of, if you leave the straw swath here, you can use that as a guidance or a GPS system, but if you had the GPS mod when it comes out for FS19, I'd follow that GPS. You set it at 9 metres, so it'd be exactly the same as the 900 front here, and every one you'll just work out. So then you have the same run line or the same GPS line for each machine, and then nothing is missed, using exactly the same wheel tracks and everything. So keeping that at 18 metres, we can go all the way over to the lime spreader, which is before this planting and everything. It'll be exactly the same as well. Being the lime is at 18 metres, so we can be able to go out to this one. So if we unfold it, we go out to this one here, 18 metres from straw swath to from the straw swaths are all exactly the same points. Easy enough to follow. So that's with that working there, width there. Then you can come over to the next one here, skipping that one here, and you have exactly the same again, with none miss, following the same straw swath, because we've used the same header fronts. So setting the machines up, picking the correct machines for the job. So if we're going from 9 metres, 18 metres, all the way up to 36 metres, still all work out perfectly, following the machines on the same part of the field, with no next to no overlap, only just a little bit of overlap, meaning I'm seeding here, then seeding the next seeder straight over, overlapping it. You don't want too much of that, but you want to be able to make sure you don't have anything miss. So that that's where some of these are 18.1 metres or 0.1 metres or anything like that. It's that one extra point on the end here is the overlap, just so you don't miss anything. But it's enough. So anyway, that's a little brief description on controlled traffic farming and how it all works. So it's all the whole purpose of it is to stop the compaction from the heavy machines compacting the whole field, because that reduces your yield, because then the wheat plants or any of the crops aren't able to grow through it. So you kind of restrict the compaction. That's the whole point of ploughing or the subsoil preparation and everything. So now we can do, yeah, then you get the, like me just driving across it all. It's not pretty pointless. So that's how it all works out, and you can come just about all the way from the edge. So the first part along the edge here, I don't stress about worrying about it. See, the planter, the harvester here drove all the way to the edge, and he had a little bit hanging out. But in real life, our fields aren't perfectly square like this. They would actually follow the contour of the hill or the road there, so there'll be a lot of wiggly lines. And then as soon as we hit our auto steer run line or anything like that, is when we will worry about where, you know, so you set the first AV auto steer GPS line, but then you have another two around the outside that's part of your headlands. So our headland lap is basically 2 outside laps, and then the rest is set for the auto steer or GPS, so then the GPS follows the same line. So there we go. We've all watched. That's pretty much the info on how controlled traffic farming works. We get this right when the Fendt ideal turns around. We'll be able to come back up following one of the straw swaths, following the same wheel tracks it harvested over, and be the same ones as I follow. But, gee, the Fendt does tight turning. I prefer the New Holland. Well, we could get the New Holland machine. If we use the same header front here, we can basically do the same purpose of everything. Could always go the bigger ones, but if you went to the 40 foot, it won't fit. So you can get, or the 40 foot, the 12.5 meters won't work with the basically the controlled traffic farming. That's all I'm really trying to show off. Oh, look, water tank. I didn't know they were there. It's full. Oh. We can follow all the way to the end of the field, following the same wheel tracks, as long as we sit on one of these lines. So you can run your auger wagon here on an auto steer as well, a GPS mod. You can sit on the same line. So the whole point of the GPS effort is to basically be able to turn that. So the whole point of the GPS, well, GPS is to make sure that is, you know, convenient. You keep the whole front full the whole day, so you're not driving around with, say, the half of the front here and squiggly lines. Nice straight lines seeded and planted and harvested through the field is always nice and easy to look at. But I use it in the purpose of trying to get the controlled traffic, because that is sort of what we do in real life. So the controlled traffic following exactly the same wheel tracks in the auger wagon. The harvester can perfectly unload in the center of the machine, following the same part where the wheel sits, the same parts where the wheel sits. And this is also why they use the tracks. So then instead of having just a little bit of a footprint, you have such a big footprint of the machine on the ground. So therefore the weight of the machine isn't compacting the ground as bad. So the whole point of using the tracks, the wide tyres, or even the joules as well, to be able to get it out. But that's pretty much how to explain controlled traffic farming and how to use it in Farming Simulator. So as long as we use the right machines, use the right widths for the job, it's all purpose. Ah, the seeder. Yeah, they turn. Yeah, the seeders, the track ones turn sharp. It's. I rather the articulated one, like the New Holland, being a lot. I rather drive one of them over the track ones, but the track ones, it's basically just the way it is. So it works a bit like a skid steer or a bobcat or something. You have it. You stop the track on one side, and then it works. So where these turn, or the articulated one, like the New Holland turns a lot. I prefer driving that because that's what I drive in real life. but these ones are quite rough to actually ride in real life. But all it is stop this track, say, moving, and that turns that side. So it's pretty. Yeah, so you can turn quite sharp. So the Agco Caterpillar one, or the Fendt, or even the John Deere ones all turn quite sharply, just the way it is. And they wiggle everywhere, which is pretty good. So yeah. Anyway, I've had my fun now. I think I'm pretty much it. I might just put the other sprayer here so it can all line up. Probably should have had it all lined up. That would have been nice and pretty cool screenshot. All those equipments are very... Everything's set up, so we know it's 2 from the end, so we're 2 from the end again. This should line up just with that one. Unless I got it overlapped pretty... Yeah, pretty much that's it. Just follow the tracks. We can be on the same wheel tracks with next to no overlap on the sprayers or anything. So there we go. That's how to go from seeding to that. So with the ploughing or the subsoil or anything like that, I wouldn't worry about the implement width or sitting on, say, these tracks, because you're going to basically turn the whole soil and eliminate the compaction, the ploughing. So I wouldn't stress about it. It's more just after you've ploughed it, where you drive the machines after that, to slow down where your compaction is then. So that's I'm pretty happy with that. That's all we got. Oh, like I said, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you all enjoyed it. And catch you all next time. See ya.